Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing or attempting to harvest some Nepenthes pollen. This is going to be my first time doing it. My Nepenthes Rebecca Soper, which is a cross between Ramaspina and Ventricosa, has sent up my first ever flower spike, and I'm really excited for it. So, have about, definitely more than 50 flowers on here. And these ones at the bottom right here, they're probably getting a bit old, but the ones right up here where you can see where they get a bit spiky, if I can get it to focus, those are probably ripe. Whereas this one right up here, if I can get it to focus, yeah, this one right up here is not ripe. It doesn't have that spiky texture, and it's not letting out any pollen. My apologies for the noise, the fans just came on. But it really is a beautiful parent plant. The lower pictures down here are all pretty much on the basils behind, as this parent plant has started vining and producing upper pictures. But from the exact same plant, this is what the pictures usually look like. Beautiful purple color, limeish, creamish interior. And if you have them out in the sun, or even in this bright light, you get this lovely frosted color. I really like this plant. It's really easy to grow, and a trait I love about it is that the new leaves, when given adequate lighting, they turn this deep bronze reddish purple. And they fade to this green with this red stripe in there. It's not an expensive plant, but it's definitely a beautiful one. The upper pictures, however, are much larger. This one is probably about 7.5 inches. Nice green color. Little plain, but it has a copious amount of lower pitches underneath. One from the basil just popped the other day. And some more red before it gets to the burgundy purplish color. So yeah, I'm going to be attempting to harvest the pollen, and I'll update you later on, and we'll see what happens. So far, I haven't been able to find a mate for the plant, unfortunately. But, oh well, I'm still going to harvest the pollen, and we're going to see what we can do. Oh, so I have just this little tray here with some parchment paper on the bottom, and I have my scissors, which I cleaned before I use this. And yeah, that's what we're going to be using today. So, I'm just going to position the bowl underneath if you can see it. And I'm going to snip it right here. I think, given I haven't been able to find a mate, I'm just going to cut off the flower stalk after I take these flowers. Just taking the remainder of the pollen. And then, if a mate does turn up, I'll have them in the freezer. Should last 1, 2. Some growers even say their pollen has lasted for 5 years. Oops, we just lost one down there. No worries, I'll clean it up. Yeah, so for 5 years, and they've pollinated plants. So, not too worried about the timeline. And I have some other plants also that have really put in some leaf jumps. I'm going to be up potting them in some larger pots. And those ones, looks like it's going to be a good year this year for my plants. Lots of flowering plants. I recently just got a large mollis from a fellow grower. Oh, I don't know if you saw it on the camera, but a bunch of pollen just released when I moved the stalk. I think given that I want to cut the stalk off so the plant diverts more nutrients to growing pitchers and all instead of the flower, it'd probably be easier to cut the flower off. To get the back ones, I think I might just continue on these front ones here so you guys can watch. And then when we get to the back, I'll probably end the video, cut the flower stalk off. I'll show you guys me cutting the flower stalk if you want that satisfaction. It's not really sad for me because the pollen is going to good use. Although I am a bit sad I couldn't find a mate for the plant. But yeah, I got a large mollis from a grower. and it's about flowering size. So I'm excited if I can manage to get that to flower. I know that pollen, or if it's hopefully a female, is definitely going to be more desirable than this Rebecca Soper. So should have not much of a problem finding a mate for that one. If I do find a mate and if I have seeds coming along, I will update you guys. Yeah, just clipping. Alright, that's a good amount for the front here. So yeah, I just harvested all these flowers. Probably cut the stalk off and finish up. And then yeah, plant will be putting its nutrients to some better use, some larger pitchers, some more basils. I have a bunch of dividing to do down here in this tent. I got some shelving in recently. If you see my last video, I just had a shoe rack in the corner. I got one shelving unit in, and I'm going to get another one in next week. I'll post a tour video. Maybe I'll post a tour video then, because I also have some other nice plants coming in. We'll see. Yeah, so far, everything in the tent's looking pretty nice. Truncatas right here. Lowii clipiata. Bunch of other stuff here. Probably make a video soon. But yeah. So with this pollen, I will be leaving it in here, and I will be letting it air dry. When it's finished drying, because if you don't let it dry, the pollen will rot, and we don't want that because then we can't use it. So then after it's done drying, I'm going to store it in the freezer. You can definitely see these newer ones up here versus these older ones. I might separate them actually. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, I'll probably do that, put it in a separate container. Yeah, but so far that's all I have planned. If I find a mate, then yippee. If not, then I'll pollinate one of my females later on. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I will update if I have success pollinating future plants. Thank you for watching.